welcome to the Urban Herald. You know, in a world where our lives feel perpetually overflowing with information, endless news feeds, notifications, just clamoring for our attention, truly focused, deep learning often feels like, well, an impossible luxury.
It really does.
It's so easy to feel constantly bombarded, yet paradoxically maybe not truly informed.
Right, overloaded but undernourished, intellectually speaking.
Exactly. But here at the Urban Herald, we believe we found something truly powerful, a compelling antidote to that constant information overload.
Okay.
And in 2025, it's really not just a passing trend. We think it's a profound shift, kind of a quiet revolution in how we acquire knowledge. Educational podcasts.
Yeah, yes. Definitely seeing that.
We're talking about a medium that transforms passive consumption into, well, active intellectual growth.
And what's truly fascinating here, if we look at the broader societal shift, is how clearly the data confirms this.
Yeah.
This hunger for knowledge, but delivered on our terms.
Right.
The numbers aren't just statistics. They really tell a compelling story. A staggering 88% of listeners now tune in specifically for learning purposes.
88%. Wow.
Yeah, which is a remarkable jump from, what was it, 74% just a few years ago.
That's significant.
It really is. This isn't some statistical blip. It signifies a fundamental reprioritization, I think, of how we seek and absorb information, weaving it seamlessly into the fabric of our often chaotic daily lives.
Exactly. And that's precisely why we, as part of the Urban Herald team, are so excited to bring you this comprehensive deep dive. We've meticulously combed through, the finest educational audio content available today, extracting the most important nuggets of knowledge and insight.
Doing the legwork for you.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Our mission today is to reveal how audio is profoundly transforming minds, why it offers this unparalleled, almost liberating flexibility in learning, and perhaps most importantly, how it fosters a deeply personal, intimate connection to complex content.
That connection piece is key.
So let's unpack this. How audio is truly transforming minds, and why this isn't merely a trend, but like we said, a full-blown intellectual revolution unfolding right now.
Indeed. And it's really about empowering each individual, isn't it? Empowering you to curate your own learning journey, making knowledge acquisition feel organic, an integrated part of your routine rather than some rigid, scheduled obligation.
Yeah, no more feeling guilty about not having time for that textbook.
Exactly. We're moving beyond the traditional classroom model and into an era where that intellectual curiosity can be satisfied anytime, anywhere.
And as part of the Urban Herald team, our core purpose really is to serve as your reliable roadmap. We want to help you become more informed, more curious, and ultimately just a more fascinating human being.
A worthy goal.
We think so. And we are deeply committed to leveraging the unique power of audio to achieve this. Our tireless work involves sifting through all the noise to find the most effective and engaging ways for you to gain knowledge quickly, but thoroughly, too.
Right, not just surface level.
No, definitely not. We want to help you discover those genuine aha moments without ever feeling overwhelmed by the sheer volume of information out there. That, fundamentally, is our commitment to you, our listener.
And that commitment is probably more crucial than ever in a world just saturated with data. The ability to distill genuinely valuable insights, to identify those hidden gems, and then present them in an engaging, memorable format. Well, that's arguably the most valuable skill we can offer. We aim to be that essential filter, that trusted guide, helping you navigate this vast ocean of information and emerge truly, truly well-informed.
So let's get into the why, then. Why exactly have podcasts so completely revolutionized modern learning? Because this isn't some accidental phenomenon, is it?
Not at all.
It represents a fundamental, almost tectonic shift in how we not only consume information, but truly acquire new knowledge. Think about the alternatives for a second.
Right.
You've got the rigid, linear structure of traditional textbooks. They demand your full, undivided visual attention, often tethering you to a desk, right?
Yeah, you need to be sitting and reading.
And static online articles are similar, requiring you to be fixated on a screen. But podcasts, this is where the game really changes because they offer this unparalleled flexibility. It lets learning just flow into your life seamlessly.
That's the magic word, seamlessly.
Imagine this scenario, and tell me if it sounds familiar. You're trying to absorb complex info from a physical book while, navigating a crowded grocery store.
Yeah, tried that. Doesn't work.
Or squinting at a dense article on your phone while trying to keep up with traffic during your morning commute. It's often impossible, right?
Completely. dangerous even.
The audio format just obliterates these constraints. It allows you to engage deeply with complex topics while simultaneously managing other essential aspects of your daily life. Whether you're battling that stop-and-go morning commute, sweating it out during an intense gym session, or maybe just trying to get through a pile of household chores.
Laundry time learning.
Exactly. You can be actively absorbing new ideas, expanding your mental horizons. It transforms downtime into prime learning time, making pretty much every moment an opportunity for intellectual growth.
And this isn't merely about convenience, although that's a huge part of it.
Yeah.
If we connect this to the broader picture of cognitive science, it's really about maximizing what research often refers to as liminal spaces, those otherwise unproductive pockets of time.
Liminal spaces. I like that.
Yeah. And studies consistently show that leveraging these moments for structured learning significantly improves knowledge acquisition and retention.
That makes sense.
Look at the cumulative effect. If you spend even an hour a day commuting or exercising, that translates into hundreds of hours of dedicated learning time over a year. Hundreds.
Yeah.
Time that might otherwise just be lost.
Wow, yeah.
Podcasts effectively allow us to stack habits, turning previously passive activities into profoundly productive intellectual exercises.
And the benefits extend far beyond just flexibility, right?
Yeah.
Research consistently demonstrates that podcasts offer significant educational advantages.
Oh, definitely.
Students, for instance, frequently report that they find the audio format far more enjoyable than traditional methods, which is huge for motivation.
Crucial, yeah.
And critically, they achieve demonstrably improved learning outcomes across a wide array of subjects when incorporating podcasts into their study routines.
The results are there.
So what truly elevates these shows, it's their unique blend, I think. You get masterful storytelling, which draws you in like a captivating narrative.
Hooks you in.
Intimate expert interviews that feel like a personal conversation with a leading mind.
Like you're in the room.
And a conversational presentation style that artfully strips away all that academic jargon.
Yes. Makes it accessible.
This powerful, accessible combination makes even the most challenging or, esoteric topics approachable for a general audience. It's truly like turning dense academic material into a compelling, unfolding narrative you just can't put down.
Precisely. And this conversational, accessible approach, it demystifies subjects that might otherwise appear really intimidating. It lowers the barrier to entry, inviting listeners like you into a learning experience that feels collaborative and personal, rather than dry and, didactic.
Nobody wants another lecture.
Exactly. Furthermore, the human voice itself, its inflections, its pacing, the subtle shifts in tone, it can convey nuances that text sometimes struggles to capture.
That's a really good point.
This auditory richness aids comprehension, adding layers of meaning that allow for deeper understanding and, importantly, an emotional connection to the material. It helps listeners connect not just with the information, but with the passion behind it.
And here's what truly makes podcasts so profoundly effective for learning, and this is crucial, I think. Their inherent ability to transform what might otherwise be a passive activity into genuinely active engagement.
Or the active part.
When you listen to a well-produced podcast, especially one that delves into abstract ideas or complex systems, your mind isn't just passively absorbing words, is it?
No, not at all.
Instead, your brain is actively compelled to visualize concepts, to construct mental models, and to build intricate connections between disparate pieces of information in real time.
You're doing the mental legwork.
This dynamic mental exercise is incredibly powerful. It forces abstract ideas to become more concrete and, crucially, significantly more memorable. You're not just hearing a lecture. You're constructing, understanding, actively participating in the learning process.
And that active construction is further reinforced by the episodic nature of these shows. By intelligently breaking down complex subjects into manageable, bite-sized segments.
Yeah, digestible chunks.
Podcasts naturally cultivate a sustainable, consistent learning habit. This drip-feed approach allows for gradual assimilation of new knowledge and facilitates deeper understanding over time rather than just overwhelming the learner with a torrent of information all at once.
Like drinking from a fire hose, yeah.
Right. It encourages consistency, allows for reflection between sessions, and subtly trains your brain to anticipate and integrate new information, making learning an ongoing, pleasurable pursuit rather than a one-off event.
It's truly like having a brilliant friend, or maybe better yet, a whole team of brilliant, passionate guides from the Urban Herald, whispering fascinating facts and profound insights directly into your ear every week.
Ah, yeah.
Laying out complex ideas bit by bit, making sure you truly grasp them. That, in essence, is the magic of what we're talking about today.
Well put.
All right, now for the part we know you've been eagerly anticipating. Here's where it gets really interesting.
The recommendations.
Exactly. We're about to dive into the absolute creme de la creme, the very best of the best, the shows that countless listeners are turning to in 2025 to expand their horizons and genuinely make them smarter, all without ever feeling like you're back in a stuffy classroom.
Uh-huh.
We've meticulously curated and categorized them to help you find your perfect intellectual match.
Okay, so this hand-picked list represents the pinnacle, really, of audio education in 2025. Each show has been chosen not just for its popularity, but for its proven ability to deliver knowledge in compelling, digestible formats that genuinely transform your perspective and deepen your understanding of the world.
Yeah, these aren't just popular, they're impactful.
Right. These are the shows that don't just inform, they inspire.
Let's kick things off with what we've dubbed the General Curious Minds category. These are the podcasts that expertly satisfy that innate human desire to understand more about, well, pretty much everything.
For the polymaths among us.
Exactly. Perfect for the perpetually curious. First up, and, well, we couldn't not mention ourselves, could we?
A little self-promotion never hurts when it's relevant.
Right. It's the Urban Herald. Yes, that's us. As a show, we feature multiple contributors, including ourselves, covering an incredibly diverse range of topics, from contemporary culture and global politics to groundbreaking technology, public health, cutting-edge science, and pressing current affairs.
A broad spectrum.
What we constantly strive for, and what really defines our ethos here at the Urban Herald, is our refusal to be pigeonholed into a single category. This embodies the boundless intellectual curiosity that we believe truly transforms casual listeners into lifelong active learners.
Mm-hmm.
Our core strength and what we constantly aim to deliver lies in our unique ability to unearth profound meaning and deep insights in seemingly ordinary or even, viral topics.
And this brings up a critical question for us, doesn't it? As members of the Urban Herald team, how do we ensure our deep dives into seemingly niche or lighthearted topics resonate so broadly and genuinely foster intellectual growth?
That's the challenge, yeah.
Take, for example, our recent exploration of the 7 deadly sins theory as applied to the characters in SpongeBob SquarePants.
Right, which sounds maybe a bit frivolous at first.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
But we didn't simply report on a popular internet theory. Instead, we used that widely recognized premise as a springboard to examine profound concepts through multiple rigorous lenses, from the psychological archetypes represented in each character's flaw to the philosophical implications of sin and virtue in a modern context, and even a cultural criticism of how a children's cartoon reflects broader societal anxieties.
So much deeper than just the cartoon.
Exactly. This approach transforms a pop culture curiosity into a robust, multifaceted discussion about human nature, moral frameworks, and societal values. That truly is the kind of substantive, intellectually stimulating analysis the Urban Herald team aims for in every deep dive. It shows that learning isn't just about established academic subjects. It's about critically analyzing everything.
It really is about demonstrating that intellectual exploration isn't confined to dusty academic texts or university lecture halls, but can be found in the most unexpected and entertaining places, inspiring you to look at the world differently.
Well said.
Okay, moving seamlessly from cultural phenomena, we arrive at Hidden Brain, hosted by the brilliant Shankar Vedantam.
Oh, a fantastic show.
Isn't it? This podcast zeroes in on psychology, human behavior, and the often unseen unconscious patterns that subtly drive our decisions. It has absolutely earned its reputation as the premier psychology podcast.
It really has.
By consistently delivering profoundly insightful revelations that genuinely change how listeners understand themselves, their relationships, and the broader social world.
Vedantam's approach is particularly effective because he masterfully combines rigorous scientific research with truly compelling, narrative-driven storytelling.
He's a great storyteller.
He really is. This makes even the most complex psychological concepts not just accessible, but utterly captivating for general audiences. Hidden Brain excels at peeling back the layers to reveal the invisible forces, those biases, cognitive shortcuts, and social influences that shape our daily lives. Their episode on the scarcity mindset, for instance, didn't just explain the concept. It made you realize why you might make irrational decisions when feeling pressured or deprived. It fundamentally reshapes how you view impulse and focus in your own life and in others.
That one really stuck with me.
Yeah. It provides practical psychological insights you'll find yourself applying immediately, whether understanding biases in decision-making or navigating the nuances of social interaction.
Okay, shifting our gaze from the inner workings of the mind to the outer world we inhabit, we have 99% Invisible, masterfully hosted by Roman Mars.
Ah, the
That
voice.
voice. This show is entirely dedicated to design, architecture, and all those hidden elements that subtly yet profoundly shape our built environment. I can promise you, listening to this podcast will permanently alter how you perceive and interact with the world around you.
It really does. No exaggeration.
Roman Mars's distinctive, almost hypnotic voice, combined with his meticulous research, transforms what might seem like mundane topics like a traffic cone or a fire escape into fascinating explorations of human ingenuity, cultural history, and the often unseen stories embedded in our everyday surroundings.
It's remarkable how effectively they make you notice the previously unnoticed. It makes you an active observer of your environment. After listening to their segment on the subtle yet revolutionary design of a public bench, for example.
Oh yeah, the hostile architecture stuff sometimes.
Exactly. Or sometimes the opposite. You might realize how seemingly minor design choices can subtly dictate social interaction, either fostering community and connection, or conversely, encouraging isolation and transience.
It's fascinating.
You'll never walk down a street again without noticing countless design decisions, the angle of a ramp, the texture of a sidewalk, the placement of a sign that are often taken for granted, but which fundamentally impact accessibility, safety, and the overall human experience. It truly cultivates a profound appreciation for the thought and effort behind our daily lives.
Such a great recommendation. Okay, from the subtle intricacies of design, let's pivot to the grand sweep of human history. Because understanding our past is often the clearest, most profound lens through which to view our present and anticipate our future, right?
Absolutely fundamental.
And for that, we turn to a truly legendary show, Dan Carlin's Hardcore History.
Legendary is the right word. Epic, even.
Totally. Dan Carlin's focus is on in-depth historical narratives delivered with dramatic, almost cinematic storytelling. This podcast has achieved legendary status for its epic, multi-hour deep dives into pivotal historical moments, often spanning entire series for a single conflict or era.
He's unrush it?
No way. Carlin doesn't just recount facts, he truly makes you feel the weight of historical moments, transporting you to different eras with his vivid descriptions and thoughtful analyses that bring the past to life with raw intensity.
And what's particularly powerful and unique about Carlin's work is his unflinching willingness to explore complex ethical questions. He presents history not as a set of neat facts, but as a messy, morally ambiguous human drama.
Which it always is.
Exactly. His famous exploration of uncomfortable comparisons, like certain aspects of Alexander the Great's conquests to the motivations of Adolf Hitler. Well, it isn't about saying they're the same thing at all.
No, of course not.
It's about forcing listeners like you to grapple with the uncomfortable truths about human nature, the corrupting influence of power, and the enduring legacies of historical figures. It's not just about learning what happened, but delving into why it mattered, the profound human cost, and what lessons, however uncomfortable we can draw from it for today's world.
Heavy stuff, but so important. Okay, now, for those who want to demystify the often intimidating world of economics without getting bogged down in impenetrable jargon.
Which is most of us.
Right. There's Planet Money, hosted by various insightful NPR contributors. This show has, I think, revolutionized how economics is understood by making it incredibly accessible through brilliant storytelling and immediate real-world applications.
They really cracked the code on that.
They really have. They've mastered the art of making abstract economic concepts engaging by connecting them to concrete, often surprising, and always human stories.
And their investigations consistently reveal unexpected, sometimes mind-bending connections between seemingly unrelated events. They prove time and again that economics isn't just about markets and money.
Right, it's about people.
It's fundamentally about understanding human behavior, societal incentives, and the complex social systems we've created. For example, their episode on how a simple t-shirt travels the globe to reach your closet.
Oh, the t-shirt episode, classic.
It illustrates the intricate web of global supply chains, labor economics, and international trade policies in a way that's far more impactful than any textbook could be. They make the invisible hand of economics profoundly visible, showing how economic forces touch every aspect of our daily lives, from our coffee cup to our global relationships.
Such a valuable perspective, and a brilliant intellectual cousin to Planet Money is Freakonomics Radio, hosted by the ever-curious Stephen J. Dubner.
Another giant in the field.
Absolutely. This podcast builds on the success of the best-selling book, focusing on unconventional economic thinking and exploring the hidden side of everything. Freakonomics Radio consistently challenges conventional wisdom by applying economic principles and data analysis to often unexpected, seemingly unrelated situations,
Always surprising you.
revealing profound and often counterintuitive truths.
This show truly excels at uncovering surprising connections and those counterintuitive truths about how the world actually works. It forces you to completely reframe your thinking about familiar topics. Their analysis of why the mattress industry thrives, despite people rarely buying mattresses, is a classic example.
Right. How do they stay in business?
Exactly. They don't just explain the business model, they delve into the psychology of consumer behavior, the economics of information asymmetry, and the subtle ways industries leverage human habits. It's a masterclass in finding fascinating stories of profound insights in the most mundane industries. It consistently prompts listeners like you to question your assumptions about everything from crime rates to parenting styles.
Love that questioning spirit. Okay, moving on to our second category. This one's tailor-made for science and technology enthusiasts.
For my people.
Huh. For those of us whose eyes still light up at a new scientific discovery or technological breakthrough, these shows are an absolute must. What makes them so compelling is that they're hosted by people who are genuinely passionate about their subjects.
You can hear it in their voice.
And that infectious enthusiasm is truly contagious, making complex science feel like an exciting adventure.
It pulls you right in.
Leading this category is the delightfully inquisitive Ologies with Ailey Ward.
Oh, Ellie Ward, she's fantastic.
Isn't she? Her focus is on engaging interviews with scientists and experts across a dizzying array of diverse scientific disciplines. Ologies has cultivated an incredibly devoted following by making highly specialized scientific expertise not just accessible, but genuinely fun.
Fun is the key word there.
All through Ward's enthusiastic, relentlessly question-driven approach. Each episode meticulously focuses on a specific ology, from volcanology to entomology, dendrology to oceanography.
You name it, she's probably covered it.
Pretty much, with Ward asking precisely the kinds of smart, curious questions that a non-expert but intellectually curious listener actually wants answered.
Her genuine curiosity, paired with her sharp wit and humor, are absolutely key to the show's success. They create this inviting space for real learning, making even the most specialized scientific topics engaging without ever intimidating listeners with technical jargon.
Yeah, no dense terminology.
Right. It feels less like a lecture and more like you're eavesdropping on a conversation between two bright, curious people, one of whom just happened to be an absolute expert in something truly fascinating. The show beautifully illustrates that science isn't just for labs. It's about asking why and being open to astounding answers about everything in our natural world.
Such a joyful approach to science, and for those who are utterly tired of sifting through the relentless tide of misinformation, especially concerning health and science claims.
Which is a constant battle these days.
It really is. There's Science V's, brilliantly hosted by Wendy Zuckerman. This podcast fills a crucial, almost indispensable niche by rigorously examining popular health and science claims that widely circulate in media, social networks, and everyday conversation. They separate the signal from the noise with meticulous, evidence-based research.
Yes. Fact-checking is so vital. In an era characterized by rampant misinformation and just a cacophony of conflicting claims, Science V's stands out by providing reliable, research-based answers to questions you probably wondered about, but weren't sure who to trust for accurate, unbiased information. They dive deep into the peer-reviewed evidence, separating fact from fiction on everything from the efficacy of various diet trends to the nuances of climate change, the safety of certain medical procedures, or the truth behind popular health fads.
They tackle the big ones.
They do. It makes it an absolute indispensable resource for skeptical, informed consumers of health and science information, empowering you to make decisions based on solid evidence, not just headlines or hearsay.
So valuable. Okay, next, we arrive at a category dedicated entirely to personal development and well-being.
The quest for self-improvement.
Let's be honest. In our constantly striving lives, we all aspire to be better versions of ourselves, whether it's finding more joy, managing stress, or building healthier habits. These podcasts are like having a personal coach, maybe a therapist, or even a wise, compassionate friend right there in your pocket, offering actionable advice grounded in rigorous research, not just wishful thinking or feel-good platitudes.
The evidence base is important here.
Definitely. Our absolute top pick here is the Happiness Lab, hosted by the distinguished Dr. Lori Santos.
From Yale, right? That famous course.
That's the one. Her focus is squarely on the psychology of happiness and well-being research. Dr. Santos brings academic rigor and scientific precision to the universally human pursuit of happiness, deftly combining ancient philosophical wisdom with the very latest contemporary psychological research, much of which stems from her wildly popular Yale course, Psychology and the Good Life.
And unlike a lot of generic self-help content that often relies just on anecdote or intuition, the Happiness Lab provides scientifically validated approaches to increasing life satisfaction, cultivating emotional resilience, and fostering genuine well-being.
It feels substantial.
It really does. It transcends mere platitudes, offering concrete, research-backed strategies that you can immediately begin to integrate into your daily life, whether it's practicing gratitude, making time for social connection, or understanding how our minds often mispredict what will truly make us happy.
That's a big one, the misprediction.
Huge. It's about building habits that are proven to work, ensuring sustained positive impact rather than just a fleeting moment of uplift.
Solid advice. Finally, for our history and culture buffs, those who intuitively understand that dissecting the past is not just an academic exercise, but the indispensable key to navigating the complexities of the present and shaping a more informed future.
Connecting the dots across time.
Exactly. These shows are an absolute treasure trove. They painstakingly unearth the stories, forgotten people, and the pivotal events that have shaped our world in ways you may never have imagined, providing invaluable context to current affairs.
Context is everything.
The gold standard here, and our collective opinion at the Urban Herald, is unequivocally Stuff You Should Know, hosted by the delightful duo Josh Clark and Chuck Bryant.
Oh, Josh and Chuck, the OGs.
Totally. Their expansive focus covers accessible explanations of how virtually anything works, intertwined with fascinating historical curiosities, with an astonishing catalog of over 1,500 episodes and counting.
1,500, wow.
Covering everything from the intricate mechanics of how Minecraft works to the epic life and times of Genghis Khan, the hidden history of dental floss, or the societal impact of bidets. Stuff You Should Know has become the definitive general knowledge podcast. A true encyclopedic resource delivered with charm.
And what truly sets the show apart, beyond its sheer breadth, is the authentic chemistry between the hosts and their genuine infectious curiosity.
You feel like you're hanging out with them.
You really do. They possess a remarkable knack for breaking down incredibly complex or niche topics into digestible, engaging segments, making even the most obscure subjects feel like a lively, meandering conversation you're privileged to overhear.
Mm-hmm.
This approach is absolutely perfect for building the kind of broad, interconnected knowledge base that not only makes you a far more interesting person at a dinner party,
Always a plus.
but also profoundly enriches your personal understanding of the world. It's a testament to how truly accessible, enjoyable, and surprisingly profound deep learning can be when delivered by masters of the craft.
Okay, so that's an amazing list. But listening to all these incredible shows is one thing. Truly learning from them is another entirely, isn't it?
That's the critical next step.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener, in practical terms? How do you take these incredible audio resources and transform what might be casual listening into genuine, impactful intellectual growth?
Right, how do we make it stick?
We've put together some proven pro tips for maximizing your podcast learning experience.
Okay, good. Because this is where we bridge that critical gap between passive consumption and active, meaningful application. It's about being intentional with your listening, ensuring that the knowledge doesn't just pass through your ears, but truly sticks, integrates, and becomes an integral part of your evolving understanding and worldview.
Right. First, let's talk about creating truly effective learning habits. To genuinely benefit from the wealth of information in these educational podcasts, you really need to develop consistent listening habits that align seamlessly with your existing lifestyle.
Consistency is key.
Research consistently suggests that the most successful podcast learners often integrate their listening into routine activities. We're talking about those moments we mentioned earlier, your daily commute, your exercise routine, even those otherwise mundane household chores.
Folding laundry, washing dishes.
Exactly. This isn't about being perpetually busy. It's about brilliant multitasking, allowing you to maximize otherwise unproductive time. You are effectively transforming dead time into dynamic, enriching learning opportunities, making every moment a chance to grow.
And beyond just fitting it in, maybe consider optimizing your listening for retention.
How so?
Well, A little secret I've found, and one that many effective learners swear by, is to strategically vary your listening speed.
Ah, the playback speed setting?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You might use 1.5x speed for topics you're already somewhat familiar with, or when you're simply reviewing previously covered material, allows you to cover more ground efficiently.
Okay.
But then slow it back down to normal speed or even 0.8x if needed for challenging new material to ensure full comprehension and allow your brain time to process complex ideas.
Give yourself space to think.
Right. Additionally, strongly consider using a note-taking app that can sync with your audio player. Apps like Overcast or Pocket Casts often have built-in note features, or you can use dedicated tools like Audio Pen or even just your phone's native notes app.
Just capture the thought quickly.
Precisely. The key is to capture those fleeting aha moments, those crucial insights, or even just key terms immediately after you hear them. This simple act of quick notation can significantly improve your retention and dramatically enhance your ability to recall and apply that new knowledge later on. It forces active processing, reinforcing the learning process at a deeper level.
That's a great tip. Second, let's discuss building what we call a balanced learning diet.
Ooh, I like that metaphor.
Yeah. Just like with physical nourishment, a varied and diverse diet is truly best for your brain's health and intellectual vitality. The most effective podcast learners don't just stick to one genre or one topic.
Right, avoid getting stuck in an echo chamber of ideas.
Exactly. Instead, they consciously create diverse learning diets by combining different types of content. For example, don't just listen to historical narratives. Mix analytical shows like Hidden Brain, which meticulously dissect human behavior and psychology, with narrative-driven content, such as Hardcore History, which sweeps you away into epic, immersive historical sagas. Balance the serious stuff with lighter, curiosity-driven shows, too.
And this intellectual variety is crucial because it actively prevents intellectual fatigue. We all get that sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
And perhaps more importantly, ensures you're exposing yourself to a multitude of different thinking styles, analytical frameworks, and subject areas. Many dedicated listeners find that rotating between podcasts that make you smarter in different domains, say a science podcast one day, a cultural analysis the next, and then an economics deep dive cultivates a far more robust and adaptable overall learning experience than focusing exclusively on single topics.
Keeps the mind flexible.
It really does. It broadens your perspective, strengthens your critical thinking muscles, and helps you draw profound connections between seemingly disparate ideas, leading to a much richer and more holistic understanding of the world.
Okay, and finally, and perhaps most crucially for transforming listening into genuine wisdom, let's talk about applying podcast learning to your real life.
Making it real.
This is truly where the magic of knowledge acquisition happens. The ultimate goal is to transform what could otherwise be passive consumption into active, integrated learning by consciously connecting podcast insights to your personal and professional life.
So how do you do that?
Well, a fantastic yet simple way to do this is to discuss interesting episodes with friends, family, or colleagues. Share what you've learned.
Talk about it.
Exactly. That act of articulating new information and debating ideas not only solidifies the information in your own mind, but also opens up new perspectives and fosters deeper connections with others.
That makes sense. You might, for example, apply psychological insights gleaned from Hidden Brain to better understand the dynamics within your relationships or to navigate complex team dynamics at work.
Practical application.
Or perhaps you could use economic concepts illuminated by Planet Money to gain a deeper, more nuanced understanding of complex news event or policy debate. Some find it invaluable to consider creating a podcast journal.
A journal. Interesting.
Yeah, where you record particularly valuable insights, key takeaways, and crucially, their potential applications to your own life or current events. This practice transforms casual listening into intentional, active learning, helping you build profound, interconnected webs of ideas and concepts, truly making the knowledge your own rather than just borrowed information.
Right.
Knowledge, after all, is most valuable when understood, integrated, and purposefully applied, and these strategies bridge that gap from simply listening to true, impactful integration.
The future of learning is sounding pretty good, wouldn't you agree?
It really is. The educational podcast landscape is certainly not standing still. In fact, it's constantly evolving. We're truly on the cusp of some remarkably transformative advancements.
Like what?
Well, for instance, artificial intelligence is already beginning to play a significant role, personalizing content based on individual learning styles. demonstrated comprehension, and specific interests.
Personalizing podcasts.
Yeah.
Wow.
Imagine AI curating a personalized daily digest of specific segments from various shows, perfectly aligning with your current learning goals, or even subtly adapting the presenter's pace and complexity based on your demonstrated comprehension. This isn't just a playlist. It's the beginning of a truly bespoke, hyper-personalized learning pathway.
That sounds incredible.
And while these technological advancements are undeniably exciting and promise to refine the learning experience, the fundamental, enduring appeal of podcasts for fostering curiosity will remain constant.
You think so?
I do. They offer an intimately accessible way to learn directly from leading experts, maintaining the flexibility to seamlessly fit profound learning into even the busiest modern lives. That core value proposition, a truly personalized, on-demand intellectual journey, is what will continue to drive this revolution.
Absolutely. And recent trends clearly show an increasing sophistication in podcast production itself. Shows like our own, the Urban Herald, are demonstrating how thoughtful, rigorous analysis and deep dives can transform even viral cultural topics or seemingly niche subjects into genuine, compelling educational experiences.
Raising the bar.
This ongoing evolution suggests that the best educational podcasts of 2025 and beyond will continue to find innovative ways to make complex ideas accessible and engaging without sacrificing intellectual rigor or depth. The quality, the diversity, and the sheer impact of audio learning are only going to grow, benefiting curious minds everywhere.
Exciting times for learners.
So what does all of this mean for you, our dedicated listener? It means your journey to lifelong learning can quite literally start right now if it hasn't already begun.
No better time than the present.
The best podcasts for learning in 2025 represent far more than just passive entertainment. They are incredibly powerful, dynamic tools for intellectual growth that can genuinely transform how you understand the world and your place within it. From the Urban Herald's incisive cultural analysis to Hidden Brain's profound psychological insights and all the other incredible shows we've discussed today, each one offers a unique perspective that can enrich your thinking and dramatically expand your knowledge base.
And the profound beauty of podcast learning lies in its unparalleled accessibility and inherent sustainability. Unlike traditional formal education, which often demands significant time commitments, substantial financial investment, and rigid schedules.
Big hurdles for many.
Huge hurdles. Podcasts empower you to pursue intellectual growth entirely at your own pace, on your own terms, and according to your own schedule. Whether you're interested in understanding the psychology behind everyday decisions, exploring the hidden forces that subtly shape our built environment, or diving deep into sprawling historical narratives that illuminate contemporary challenges, there is truly a podcast perfectly suited to ignite and satisfy your unique curiosity.
There's something for everyone.
There really is. There's always more to learn, and consistently engaging with multiple perspectives profoundly enriches understanding and broadens your intellectual horizons.
So our advice for you, start with just one or two shows from this deep dive that genuinely intrigue you, that truly spark your curiosity.
Don't try to listen to everything at once.
No, definitely not. And then gradually, naturally expand your listening repertoire as you discover new interests and your intellectual appetite grows. Remember, the goal isn't to consume every episode of every single show we mention. It's to find content that genuinely enhances your understanding, provides those powerful aha moments, and most importantly, sparks further curiosity that propels your lifelong learning journey forward. So the question for you is, which of these incredible educational podcasts will you try first to spark your next profound insight?
A great question to ponder.
We truly hope this deep dive from the Urban Herald team has armed you with the insights and inspiration to become even more informed, more curious, and more engaged with the world around you. Until next time, keep exploring.